The alternating reverse lunge is a great lower body movement that will develop your quads, your glutes, as well as your hamstrings. And it's also great to make sure that you're developing these muscles equally between your left leg and your right leg, because this is what we call a unilateral movement wherein you're working on one side and then the other. So here's the guide on how to perform the alternating reverse lunge. Now, before I start, I do have to mention that there will be different terms that you guys will be seeing when I mention this in your program. The first thing that you might see is that I might ask you to do a body weight variation of this movement. What that means is that you won't be holding anything. If I say you'll be doing the goblet variation, you'll be holding a weight, whether that be a dumbbell or a plate, as you do the movement. But you also might see that I might make you do the dumbbell variation when you will be holding one dumbbell per side. So do keep in mind what variation I ask you to do in your program. Now that we're done with the different terminology, I'll actually demonstrate now the alternating reverse lunge. So it's all very simple, bringing one leg back and then standing right up. One leg back, standing right up. Now, how to actually do this? You will be bringing one leg back here, go as low as you can without actually making your knee touch the ground, because that's just unnecessary bruising for your skin. Once again from the top, one leg back, and then stand up with your front leg. What I mean by that is that as you bring your left leg back, your right leg, its job is to push the ground down to prop yourself up. Then if you bring your right leg back, the job of your left leg is to prop yourself up. All right? So you'll be doing this one leg at a time, alternating between your left and your right. The two common mistakes that I see when people try to do the alternating reverse lunge is that the first one is that as they bring one leg back, instead of thinking about pushing down with their front leg, all they do is bring the rear leg back. So once again, what they do is left leg back, left leg in front. So of course, this looks like a weird lunge. So to make it an actual lunge, bring one leg back, use the front leg to prop yourself up. The next mistake that I see is that people tend to lose their balance primarily because they allow their toes to be raised here, both in the front leg and in the rear leg. Or the rear leg, the heels would wobble left and right. So to address this, all you guys would have to do is to be very conscious to plant your toes down into the ground to make sure that you're as balanced as can be. And of course, that's just the basics of this movement. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to message me.